bid came in from the new projects which were commissioned in July as well as between the July to September period? And what would be the capacity utilization of these new projects?
In Q2, the growth is mainly because of the value. It's value driven, purely value driven, because all the products, the demand was high because of the European situation, the energy situation. The chloroalkali demand has substantially gone up. That was the major reason. The new projects which we have commissioned, that is on the customer approval, as we mentioned in our last call also, that the Q3 and onwards we will pick up, and by end of Q4 the optimum level of the production will reach. And we are on the so volume is increasing, but the optimum level will reach by end of Q4 for epichlorohydrin as well as for the CPVC.
Okay, so you are saying that from Q3 these new projects will start contributing. Have they already been commissioned, in a sense that you're saying that you are expecting orders from your customers? Right now, what is the capacity utilization for these two new projects, that is epichlorohydrin and CPVC? And by the end of this, when you mean optimum, what would that be? And at those peak utilization levels, what is the revenue contribution expected in this year itself?
So currently, operating level is very low because around 20 to 25%, 25 to 30% level. CPVC is little on the higher side, around 40 to 50% level, 40% level. But eventually, by end of Q3, we will reach to around 50-60% in the CPVC, and the ECH will reach to around 30 to 35%. And I think by end of Q4, which we are saying optimum level, which means around we will cross both the plant by 70% capacity up running.
Okay. What will this mean for FY23 revenues? I think your previous guidance was 50% growth. You're tracking ahead of it right now. Could you tell us what would revenues look like?
Yeah, see, in the currently in the entire product portfolio, some of the product, the prices in terms of the raw material prices has gone down. Like the CPVC, the raw material price of PVC has gone down because of the CPVC also price has come down. The epichlorohydrin, because of it is major usage is in the epoxy resin, the demand has gone down globally in US and Europe. So there is an effect, and at the same time the raw material price has also come down. So definitely, yeah, there is an impact in terms of in terms of the revenue. The volume growth will pick up and the revenue. So we are still hoping that we will reach our target of around 50% growth in current financial year, because of the volume will pick up by end of Q4.
Okay, so it will be volume driven, but of course, because raw material prices are coming down, that will have some impact on revenue. So 50% growth is what will be the target for FY23. What about Europe? Because you've mentioned Europe a lot in the last two answers that you gave us, that that demand for Europe has been going down. Is it because of new customers, or there's a shift in demand? And what does it mean for pricing and the industry as a whole? That trend that we've seen in the chloralkali segment, will it continue, or you expect that this is the peak now?
So Q2, we expect that the Q2 was the peak, and because of that price, which is never expected in any of the downstream chemical usage. So I think because of this price is not able to maintain for a very long term, so that the demand has started impacting. So in a way, the downstream chemical, which is in Europe, the demand eventually will shift to somewhere else if this situation will continue. Because this prices which has gone in Q2, it can't sustain on a long-term basis.
Can you talk about your other segments like textile, paper? Many of the companies we spoke to in the textile segment indicated a lot of pressure in their earnings. How is it faring for you, textiles and paper?
See, textiles in the last quarter also the same, in the raw material of cotton has gone down and it's continuously going down. So textile was not able to restart their production. But I believe now cotton has come to a level where everybody is starting their production level. And I think now onwards we can see the demand will pick up again, So in many of the raw materials in the chemicals has reached to a kind of bottom level, then many of the demand which was not there in last 3-4 months, which is going to start picking up in next couple of months.
Okay. So you expect demand to pick up in next couple of months. Let's talk about exports then, because it is a small part of your overall revenues, 5 to 7%. But you plan to scale it up, considering that you are talking about increased demand from Europe. Are there any other markets that you will be looking at tapping?
See, currently the situation is majority of our product is based on the domestic base. So if you see the CPVC, the world 50% demand is in India. So our first target to meet the demand in India. Yes, there is a opportunity right now in the epichlorohydrin for the export. So that we are exploring right now. I think we will do the export in the epichlorohydrin in coming times.
How much can that increase exports to, from 5 to 7% to what levels? Maybe 10, 12%?
Yeah, so there is a possibility that it may go up more than 10% in the full year basis. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Maulik, it is a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks a lot for joining us, taking us through what the plans are for Meghmani Finechem. So they're sticking to their 50% plus growth guidance for this year.